Okay, I promise. This is the last Parthian shot video I will ever do. I'm not doing it anymore, man. I'm so tired of reviewing this gun, but it's got to be done, man. It's got to be done today, all right? We have a Parthian shot. Essentially the same exact Parthian shot from a few weeks ago, except the third and final perks, being Headseeker instead of Counterbalance. Now, I have a few friends that told me that Headseeker is a superior perk, and I think they are wrong, which is why I'm making this video, because when I see that people are wrong, I want to make sure that they know they're wrong. So I go get gameplay and shit like that of it and be a horse's ass. But that's what I'm doing. I'm actually gonna just reflect, and if I'm wrong, man, I'll own up to it. But I wanted to actually sit down and compare Headseeker to Counterbalance on this art type. Now, I've always pushed for Counterbalance on this art type, you know, whether it's a spare change or even a Parthian shot. I think those two are really good to have on it. Now, that's not to say that it needs to be the case with other weapons. You know, the Messenger, for instance, does a very good job, and it does not have Counterbalance. But recoil direction on Parthian shot, and especially spare change, is not the most vertical of things. And so being able to consistently two-shot is the only reason why you would be using this pulse rifle. You don't pick up this pulse rifle with the idea of going in there in 3 bursts and so on. Why? Because you're going in there with a weapon with a higher time to kill. You know, you're going to subject yourself to pretty much getting shut out by people. Then that's not to say you can't kill someone within 3 bursts and they not kill you before then. It's just the goal here, guys, is to 2 bursts. That's the goal. So which one of the final perks allows you to more consistently 2 bursts, and also which one of these perks allows you to consistently just kill flat out in Crucible. All right, guys, so bear with me just for a moment. This is the test pillar. I feel like every YouTuber tests their shit here. This is a Headseeker version. I hope you guys can see it. I'll zoom in a little bit. But as you see, it's obviously kicking to the left, right? You know, around 9 o'clock, man. And that might not be that big of a deal to you, but as you begin to get even further from your target, and that is pretty far right there. It's not necessarily that far, but it's pretty far. It will deviate even more though the further you get. Now this is the Counterbalance version. Now that's nice, man. Look at that. Woo. Just north and south every time, man. That is real nice. That's what you want. All right, guys. Yeah, that's a wrap, man. Counterbalance is a better perk. No, see you in the next vid. No, I can't let you go yet. No, we got to talk about it, man. Because here's the thing. There will be someone hotly debating whether or not Headseeker is actually the better perk, and I get to just make sure that you know before leaving today's video. So always say Counterbalance. Anytime everybody ever mentions a Parthian shot or a spare change, you always breathe the words Counterbalance. Okay, that's what I want you to walk away from this video with. Now, this weapon is only good if you can 2-burst someone. Okay, it really is. All right, let's be real here, guys. There's a lot of other pulse rifles that I feel like can outclass Parthian shot and spare change. But the only reason why you would use a Parthian shot is for the potential to 2-burst someone. Okay, anything outside of that 2-bursting, not saying you can't kill someone before they kill you in a 3-burst, but anything outside of that 2-burst, you're really just not grabbing the right pulse for you. You know, if you're a type to miss crits, then my friend, you need a Hawksaw or a Blind Perdition or a Thrill Speedy X45 or maybe even a Hopscotch. I know I don't give Hopscotch enough credit. It's not that it's a shit weapon, but you know how I feel about it. But you know, you would want to go for those weapons. But if you're a guy that's got a good steady aim and you land, you know, consistent crits, then that's why you would use a Parthian shot. And Headseeker just doesn't aid you in that. It throws on a little bit of extra damage, but that extra damage is not enough to compensate for you missing your first few shots or whenever you miss your shot. You see what I mean? Now, someone will always say this, and I gotta say I disagree with the statement. And the statement that has been made before about pulse rifles is playing the recoil, okay? Just like, you know, playing the recoil on a hand cannon, right? Parthian shot, or just pulse rifles in general, it's a hard thing to do because it's not a single shot weapon. It's not a weapon that does a single finite shot and you reset your reticle. It's a weapon that's a burst weapon, meaning from the moment you press your trigger, that burst is going to spread. And sometimes it does right. Like sometimes you see it just goes up and down. And then the next consecutive shot does some weird bullshit RNG stuff that happens here in Destiny, but it happens, okay? And you can't play that reticle because, yes, you might still set that reticle right back down on your target, but you still can't play where the spread of your burst is going to go. You just can't. It's just too sporadic. Even on weapons like Blind Perdition, I find counterbalance is the only thing that really makes that weapon as competitive as it is. And so you need those things because you don't want to play the RNG game with your burst spread. And I have a Hawksaw. I got a very good roll Hawksaw. It's got great stability on it, and I don't have counterbalance on it. I can tell you sometimes I do still load my Blind Perdition out over my Hawksaw, even though it has good perks and good range. And it's just simply because the bullet spread on it sometimes messes up. That's not something that's apparent whenever I'm shooting someone and he's not shooting me back. It's only really apparent whenever he's hitting me right back, and that recoil is working both ways. He's hitting me, I'm hitting him, we're flinching each other out, and so that's the differences there. So guys, that's my thoughts on it, man. I hope you walk away from this knowing that counterbalance is by far the most superior perk that you can have on this archetype of weapon, especially when it comes to these high impact weapons. You know, high impact pulse rifles such as this, you want to only use them if you're going to really be going for the 2 burst. Now, I'm not saying that you are only going to do well with this weapon if you can 2 burst someone. I'm just saying that is the only key factor. Anything outside of that, you might as well be using another pulse rifle that has maybe a little bit of a higher time to kill, but it's more forgiving and more consistent. Guys, as always, man, that is my thoughts on it, dude. Thank you so much for coming and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely hit that like button, man. Really helps me out. As always, fellas, thank you so much for coming and watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Slap that like button like your mama told you right.